This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the EduKate podcast today. Lizzie and Jess, welcome.
Hello.
I'm really excited about this. This is a little bit different for us, and I am truly going to be educated because you've brought something to the table.
I sure haven't. It's not just RSV. Shout out to everyone who's a little bit sick during winter.
No.
So we've actually got our first interview today, ladies.
So exciting.
And you're right, it's not Whipper, despite what he might think.
Yeah,
we have an actual
really did.
celebrity on the show today, which is very exciting. So for the longest time, I have loved US pop singer Fletcher. She's had so many great albums. The most recent one is called In Search of the Antidote. Believe me when I say this, there are no skips on this album. Like, I'll admit it, Billie Eilish's new album, there's a couple skips for me. Taylor's new album, I love her, 31 tracks. There's a few skips.
Ooh.
You know that's big if it's coming from me.
Yeah.
There are no skips on In Search of the Antidote by Fletcher. It is just that good. It's just the perfect...
Are there only 3 songs?
No!
I'm joking. Okay,
It's
so
the
it's great.
perfect pop record,
Yeah.
really. And we're so lucky because she's going to spend some time with us today. I just thought we could ask her a little bit about her career. She's coming down under very soon. She's here in July, actually. There's limited tickets still available from livenation.com.au. But we're very lucky to have her join us today. She's on the line now, and I think the best place to start is by asking her about something that happens at every concert where she gets to pick someone from the crowd to be her mic stand. Maybe a little offer from each of us here. Do you think if we come along to the Sydney show, one of us could be the mic stand during Becky's So Hot?
One of you need the mic stand. I'm always taking applications for the human mic stand, so it could be one of you.
And how does that unfold? How do you pick the human mic stand? What do you got to do to be up for the job?
I think you got to be hot, don't you?
I mean, first of all, you guys are all sexy, so
my God,
that's
we're in.
Can you please isolate that and make it a ringtone for me?
Yes,
Jess?
absolutely.
so that's taken care of. And then I don't know. It just like depends on if I'm feeling it on the day. I just saw somebody who had a sign for it. She's like, "Can I be your human mic stand?" The first night I did it was in Stockholm. And then this girl came on stage and she is a barista during the day. And then she's a dominatrix at night. And she was like, "Can I be your human mic stand?" And I was like, "Yes, you may."
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
What a great split of jobs. Coffees by day and then has a little whip by night.
Yeah, where do you think you meet the most interesting people? Making coffee or being a dominatrix?
I don't know. There's definitely some like it could go either way, or we're doing both. You know what I mean? We're making coffee and being a dominatrix.
I was
like,
going to say, like, sometimes they even involve like hot wax or hot coffee during a dominatrix session. So she could combine.
Yeah,
it's a
finding
natural.
all the balance.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Now, Fletcher, you are here. You were meant to be here late last year. That got postponed. Are you feeling a lot better now?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, I actually am feeling so much better. Yeah, my health is in a way better place than it was last year, and I just feel so excited to get over there and see everybody and like hear the accents. I've missed the accents.
What do you think of ours? Who has the sexiest Australian accent out of the 3 of us? It's me.
Oh, it's got to be me with a little bit of the flu and RSV, surely.
Wait, give me a line. Say my name. Like, "Hey, Carrie, can I take you out to dinner?"
Okay. Hey, well... Okay.
Okay, don't do American though.
No,
Do
now I'm so
Australian.
nervous because like you're one of my celebrity crushes, so I'm getting butterflies. Hey Carrie, could I take you out to dinner?
See,
No, I've got something better than
Okay,
that.
you go, Kate.
Okay, go.
Hi, Carrie. Can I take you out for dinner?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay,
Kate,
and what about this? But keep in mind, I'll be better when we go. Hey, Carrie,
Okay.
can I take you out to dinner? That was a bit creepy, wasn't it? Yeah, I felt it. I felt it.
And do you know what's embarrassing about that whole thing? You set that up as a joke, but we all took it so seriously.
We were all like, "No, I'm going to take it."
No, we're excited we're excited to have you here. And you were just saying here that you're feeling a lot better and your health is in a much better place. I'm learning so much about you, and that's part of why we're doing this podcast. And when I was, deep diving, I thought, like, you're so busy. I mean, you're even posting about what an amazing kind of year you have had. How have you been able to tick all the boxes of getting to be here in Australia, getting your career to such an incredible position, but also looking after your health. I mean, it must just be a crazy thing to balance.
It is a pretty crazy thing to balance. I don't think I had much balance, over the years through it. I think I like pushed myself and my body to a point of like, really needing to take some time off to sort of reset and like focus on my health. And, I think it's just like, it's less tequila shots these days. It's more of an equal balance between like tea and tequila. We're balancing our teas. And I think it's about being way more conscious with your body and just like learning it, like learning your system and how it communicates to you and what you can handle and what you can't. And so I feel like I'm still kind of fine tuning what that looks like, but also getting on the road and like getting to see the fans is also really healing for me. So I just can't wait to be there.
Did you find though, because I heard an earlier interview you did, and you said that when you were doing this album, you were also going back and forth to your mum's place. She was sort of taking care of you. You were going into the studio when you could. Did you get to the end of that and go, this is such a good album, no skips on it whatsoever. Should I take that much time away from everything to do every album so they're all this good?
You know what's so funny? This album was the first album of mine that I listened to after it was mastered and before it came out. Every other album, it's like as soon as like everything's like kind of turned in, I don't listen to it. And once it's out, I don't really listen to it either because I had just like lived with it for so long and just like obsessed over the songs and the sounds and the production. And then this was the first album that I've ever listened to, like waiting in anticipation for it to come out. And so, I feel like it slaps. I think it's my best. I think it's my best.
100%
It is so good. And I think the length of it as well. So I'm like a 40-minute drive to the studio, listened to it this morning on the way. It is just so good and there's actually no skips. It is so good.
It's definitely a no-skip album.
For sure.
Speaking of no-skip albums, do you have a no-skip album of yours? We were talking the other day about we're in this kind of incredible resurgence of pop girlies from Chapel Roan to Charlie XCX, and you're a part of that group where females are really killing it at the moment. Do you have an album or a pop girly that you're looking up to or wanting to work with at the moment?
I mean, I'm obsessed with Charlie XCX. I just went to her show.
The Brat Show?
Yeah, the Brat Show in LA like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, so iconic. She's so fucking cool. Like Charlie's been cool and the world is like finally just like catching up.
Yeah.
And she's so fucking epic. And I love Chapel's album. I love, honestly, also a pop girly, Troye Sivan. Something to give
Our
each
very
other.
own
Very
Troye
own.
Sivan.
We love Troy. He's amazing.
No skips.
No
Not a
skips.
skip.
So good.
I have massive stan. It's like one of my favorite. It's the album that I like constantly go back to and just put on repeat. So yeah, Charlie, Troy, Chapel, the cha-cha-chas.
Yeah.
Could we see Troy jumping on a track with you at all, Fletcher?
I would love to manifest that. Troy, let's make a queer little bop together.
Do you know what I would love to manifest? Troy being your mic stand, because as we've seen, he's got his own little mic stand of him. Have you seen that? It's the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I saw a video of it and I was like, he understands the assignment.
Yeah, he really does. So both of you doing that.
This is all over my
Sorry,
head.
this is so queer
I'm gonna have to get Googling, or maybe I won't even be able to find
some
it.
links. We'll send you some links.
Not fit for work, I would imagine.
No. Now, speaking of jumping on a track, I've seen that you've sort of got close with Katy Perry. There were a few hikes going on. There were some pictures at events. Now, when you did Girls, 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 and you sort of, used a few of her lyrics, had you met her at that point, or no? This is like a new friendship.
No, I hadn't met Katy yet. I had, I like sent her some flowers and I just thanked her for the song that she wrote and just being the icon that she is, and got the blessing to be able to sample I Kissed a Girl for one of my songs. And she's she's amazing. Like Teenage Dream is like one of the most incredible albums, like if not the best pop album maybe ever. to get her blessing and get to just like thank her, you know, in real life, you know, for that song. And I just remember when my mom was driving me to school and that song came on the radio, and my mom gasped at the lyrics. And I was, I think I like girls because I kind of like this song. Big motivation for me.
Yeah, little did we know.
Yeah. How does it feel knowing that your songs are doing that for other young queer people and having that impact in such a beautiful, positive way where they feel like they can be themselves or are discovering, you know, that they might like girls or boys? Like, how does that feel to you?
I think to just be a part of anyone's journey in a way of them helping them like discover some part of themselves or lead to some sort of freedom is like feels like so purposeful to me and makes me like love. It's what I have always loved about this. Like it's why I do this. And writing that music at the time was so freeing for me, and to know that that was a part, you know, even if it played a small role in somebody else's journey, is like kind of the whole point of all of it. Yeah, and it means the world. I did an interview just a little bit ago, and there was like a young queer kid interviewing me, and they're in like the 10th grade, and they're too young to even come to one of my shows in Australia. And I was like, I'll just sneak you in the side door. Like, you're welcome. You're always welcome, Fletch fam. But yeah, no, it means the world to me.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It's so nice to see you. I mean, I look at you and I think you're such in such a nice place and really comfortable in your own skin, and we're talking about people looking up to you. But there must still be, I mean, there's always more to learn, isn't there? There's always more to learn within your craft or within yourself. I know we've spoken about other artists before, but are there other people that you do like to listen to, or you know, things that you would like to explore within your music? Have you said everything you want to say?
No, I don't think I definitely haven't said everything I want to say. I think something that's so beautiful about artistry and music is that, and what has been a theme throughout all of my songs, is that there's always an evolution. There's like always some sort of growth. There's always like a next chapter, a next era, a next phase. And yeah, I feel like I'm just beginning to tap into like a whole new version of me that I'm like still exploring and finding. Like we're forever finding Fletcher. And that version of me will eventually have something to say and something to share. But yeah, it's such an interesting thing of like wanting to just live my life and experience my life. And then also this like constant desire that I have to like pour it into song and pour it into music. But I also like to go like disappear for a little while and like live some life. So there's definitely some things left to say, and so many different versions of me. I'm like, I'd love to make a dance record at some point. I'd love to make a country inspired record.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
you've got
yes
a lot to do.
those.
Yeah. So which era you speak about? Speaking about Fletcher's eras, which era are you in now?
I feel like, well, just based off what I'm listening to right now, like I'm obsessed with Fred again, and Troye Sivan's like Something to Give Each Other, and there's like it makes you feel good. It makes you move, like you want to move your body. And so I don't know. I feel like I would love to just mess around with that energy, and then probably like go back to my roots and make some like acoustic stuff.
Did you come away from going to the Taylor Eras tour, which of course everyone that's a part of the queer community saw that video of the wonderful hug with your ex at that concert? Did you leave that concert and were just so inspired by the way she's able to control the crowd and just have all those people in the palm of her hand? Did that renew your live performing experience at all?
I mean, it's just such an art form, you know, to be able to cultivate that much love in a space. Like, it's magic. It's a superpower. And I think that's something I've always tried to emulate, like at my shows, of it just feeling like a really beautiful, safe space for people to come and just express and be themselves. And yeah, Taylor Swift is like, how do you perform for that long, look that good, sound that good?
It's wild. It's
oh, thank you. This is exactly the conversation we have continued to have here, because of course she swept through Australia, and it was almost, even if you weren't a Taylor fan, it's all anybody in the country was talking about from dads. And it was so lovely to see, you know, a true Taylor fans, but then, you know, someone's dad or someone's saying, who is this woman that I have probably fobbed off as just another pop singer? She's a boss. It's just amazing.
If you aren't a Taylor fan and you go to those shows, there is no way that you cannot respect the level of artistry and detail and just her ability to like put on one hell of a show, like from top to bottom.
And like you said, look fabulous.
And look amazing and sound amazing. And I think it's inspiring to artists, that level of just attention and intention and just like fucking superstardom.
When you see her up on the stage, or, you know, other people that you're friends with that you know and you might be at a party with, and then you see them up there in their element, does it feel like the same person, or does it feel like there's a bit of a disconnect from like the Taylor you might have an old fashioned with to the Taylor that you then see in front of, you know, 90,000 people?
I think just because of just like with my own, you know, experience of like the transformation that happens from being off stage, like Carrie, you know, like who Carrie is and then who Fletcher is on a stage. Like I don't know, there's just like, I understand the shift that kind of takes place. It's just, you like step into this larger than life version of yourself. And so if anything, there's just such a sense of, I'm like, oh, I love getting to go, I love getting to be a fangirl at shows, you know, like there's so many people that I just love going to, like just being at Charlie's last week. And I went to go see Tove Lo DJ a set in West Hollywood recently. And I love to just be a fangirl of artists that I love, who are also like amazing humans. And so Fletcher is a fangirl.
Yeah, Fletcher. When you say that there's almost a different persona on stage, and that you understand that, do you think that is that a way of conjuring energy, or is it a self-protection thing, so that when you do get to go and hang out with your mum at her place, that you feel as though there's still a part of you that belongs purely to you?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a bit of like a self-protective mechanism. And also just, you know, like Fletcher being this like superhero version of me, or just like all the things that maybe I wanted to embody more of when I was younger, like just this like directness and bluntness and confidence and like sex appeal and like all of these things that, it's like Fletcher is like this character, and it's been beautiful. But there's also, you know, it's like there's elements that it also allows me to like protect parts of Carrie that just get to be mine.
Is there anything that you do before you go on stage, or, you know, to a signing or anything like that, to help you get into that character? Do you have any rituals, or like, I know I like to do a bit of saging if I'm hanging out with someone that I don't like or don't get on with. Is there stuff like that you like to do that helps you get in that space?
I mean, I'm always saging, always have got crystals around. We got our incense going. I always just do breath work or like meditation, just like visualizing how I want a performance to go, you know, like how I want to feel when I'm on stage. I think there's so much power in visualization and a manifesting of like the way that you want to feel and how you want to be in your body and come across on stage. But the other thing too is like, I always just show up where I'm at in the moment. You know, if I feel more vulnerable, then like I'll share that on stage. Or if I'm feeling really strong and powerful, then that comes across. Or if I want to like sit down, or I'm not, you know, feeling like super outgoing, it's just I allow myself to kind of just be in the energy of like where I really am. And I think that's been like a big healing part for me, versus in the past where I would just like kind of steamroll past whatever.
Yeah.
And put on a front. I'm sure the audience appreciates that too, because
can you teach me to be that grounded? Oh my God.
Well, you can connect then, because I mean, regardless of where you're sitting in the auditorium or where you are in the theatre or at the gig, you kind of, I would imagine, with an artist like you, people know you, they also care about you, they're going to connect with you. So I don't think they want some particular version of you. What they love about you is that you are just you, and please continue to do that on stage.
And it's super sexy to be grounded.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
And
trying
you.
to teach
Yeah.
myself at the moment. I'm like, slow is sexy, guys.
I mean, I think the final thing to say as well, Fletcher, is look out into the crowd at the Sydney show. The three of us will be there. We'll all have one hand on the sign saying pick us as the mic stand. And we absolutely cannot wait to see you when you come here. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time today. We really, really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm excited to see you at the show. I'll see you all.
Yeah.
Love
Thank
it.
you so
Love
much.
it.
Travel safe.
Bye, guys.
Nice to meet
Thanks,
you.
Fletcher. Appreciate it. Fletcher's album, In Search of the Antidote, is out now. The countdown to her Australian tour is on. Limited tickets available from livenation.com.au. We're going along, aren't we, ladies?
Yeah.
We'll be there.
I actually cannot wait. It's going to be so good.
Like, so excited.
do you feel educated now?
I actually do, but the last bit I need to know is: do I need to have to be the mic stand? Do I need a particular outfit?
Like,
so wearing nothing
skimpy.
would be ideal.
Oh, I didn't realise that was the job I was applying for.
Well, I mean, do you want to come dressed as a barista or a dominatrix?
you know what? I might stick with the coffees.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.